All right, Groundhog's Day. Let's get back to work on some more subflooring. A few issues to deal with as we go, and we'll figure out how we're going to get everything done. But at some point today, hopefully I'll be doing this double floor joist here, but I got to jack this before I can start doing that. And one of the simpler things, I got more of these lights here. I want to run across so I can get some more light in that side, because it shows pretty good right here, but it's reasonably bit dark in that corner. And so I'll probably do that. Then I left the drill and one of the anchors out. I got to do another anchor here and one more about here, and I think I'm good. So I got to get those two done so I don't forget. And then once those are done, I got to finish off some of my blocking around here, and then I can start putting some more subfloor down, and then I'll get to this thing and figure out what the plan is. Not quite sure how I'm going to deal with that now. This wall needs a bunch of work also. It needs a couple of studs right here. It needs the bottom plate, and it needs the two top plates up there, and it needs this header. So I'll probably, at least once I get a couple of pieces of subfloor under here to as far as I can, I'll probably replace that bottom plate, because I'll have to let this jack down, and then I'll have to move this one. And if that plate's replaced, I should be able to block it under there and let it down onto some blocking onto whatever I have for subfloor here, and hopefully get it to levitate, and then quickie get a piece in under here, block it, and rejack it to this point again off of the floor joist. So it's going to be a little fumbly bumbly, but we're going to get more done. All right, quick check-in. The blocking is all done. That jack's out of the way. The next board is in. Now, the next board that goes in, it's only about 20 inches long. These are tongue and groove subfloor boards, so you want the groove to be able to notch under the tongue of this one here. So if I want to use all the factory ends, that's going to be a lot of wasted full sheets to get that grooved end all the way down there, because that's less than a third, actually less than a half of the width of a board, so I'd be wasting a lot of wood. So I have a bunch of cutoffs laying around that are deep enough for that, and I got a small handheld router. So I got a small handheld router with the bit for grooving out the middle. I just don't know how well that little bearing is going to ride on like the cut edge of these, because they're not perfect. So I gotta see how that's going to work, because if I can use that and cut a groove that's going to tie into these nice, at that point then I can start using all the scraps I have and probably save a couple $100 in plywood. A little bit extra work, but a lot less money spent and more trips to, less stuff I have to transport from Home Depot. So let me give it a shot, see if it works. All right, next step. Got that last piece in there, that cutting with the router, cutting that groove worked out pretty good. So happy with that. And if you look down the far end, I got this area that I pulled the jack out of, blocked and wedged up, and I just finally hung the rest of these lights. Well, I still got one more, but I'm gonna see what happens when I go to let that down from downstairs. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. All right, I'm gonna go downstairs and let this down. You guys watch the roof cave in if it happens. Okay, try and be quick. Alright, we're floating. It didn't fall on me. All right, so that is a little nerve-wracking because as of right now, we have one jack, one blocking there, and another jack way down there. And that is that's three different pieces all held together with ledger locks. Like there's all ledger locks there and there with a center tie-in. So definitely sketchy. All right, a couple more pieces down, and now at a standstill with subfloor going down. So as these pieces go in, they stagger over each other. So I can't put that piece in, this piece in, this piece in until this piece goes in. And this piece is going to extend all the way to this wall, which means I have to replace these two floor joists and rip up some of this flooring right here and get it cut out under that wall nice and straight. So this is the next step in this, and one of the key problems is I can't just cut this one and let it drop because it's so close to this one that's jacking up, that's holding the whole ceiling where there's no wall. So I may have to take this out in multiple pieces or strap it somehow and let it down slowly. So I'll fumble along and you can watch along. See if I mess up anything. We all know it's a good possibility. Victory is mine. That's pretty much all the subfloor done, except for a couple of pieces keyed in on the edge here, just because everything has to stagger back. So everything's staggered like half sheet, half sheet, half sheet. So I can't tie those in until this room is gutted and done. But it's looking better. So that little stub right there is temporary, that one's temporary, and that one's temporary. The rest is all in. Those doubled up floor joists, those are in. And yeah. And basically I need one more 2x4 for in here. And then I can start letting down this whole center wall. This was a huge pain in the butt here. This board ended up going in under there about 8 inches under there. So cutting all that out and getting it jacked from the other side and everything was quite the ordeal. Yeah, so I got it all blocked up. No, those ain't Christmas lights. Those are all tools and chargers. But yeah, I got it all blocked up to the sill, and it's not on the plate of the wall, it's levitating over it. And then I needed a metal plate up there, so I had an old saw blade. So I put a couple of screws in it so when I take it down it doesn't fall and harpoon me in the head. But I got that jacked to give me some void under there to start chipping that out, cutting out the nails and all that. And you can see that's where the end of that wall is, and that's how far that piece ended up going under. So that was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that ended up going in nice. And yeah, all these pieces here are all in, all the way out to the sill. And this, I had to take out that super long jack and pull that was down the basement, and now I got a different shorter one jacking off the floor temporarily. And yeah, oh boy, this is exciting. Whew, that's relieving, because now if you stand in this corner of the house, you can see that's all new floor. That's all new floor all the way down to that side, around that wall, into here. So that's the last bit right there. That's, I don't know, probably another 18 feet maybe over there. So that'll all get fully gutted to the basement. That's a non-load bearing wall that I got to take down anyway because it's on the floor. And that one's non-load bearing, so that one might not go back up. We'll see. And then, yeah, so all floor joist floor, rim joist, sill plate, header over this window I have to do. And then obviously I have to build a wall here. And then this here, looks like I got a couple of studs to replace right there and there. And then all the bottom plate, and then a bunch of the top plate. And this header is the worst one. But I'm excited. That was a tedious day, a lot of up and down, a lot of in and outs, and all that stuff. And let's see if this is another spam call. Hello? Hello?
Good evening. My name is Kayla. How are you doing today?
Spam call. Anybody want to call them? Take me off your call list. I don't know what's up lately, but my phone has been ringing off the hook. At least 5 calls a day of stuff like that. You guys still getting that? It died out for quite a while, and I don't know, I want to say the last 3-4 days it's been unbearable. All right, well, hope you guys had a good day, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Gonna make a Home Depot run, a lumber run. I need more subfloor glue and some 2x4s, and then I can start letting some of these jacks down. That'll be a milestone. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate the encouragement, good comments and stuff like that.